Guys, yeah, we're back in the kitchen. I've got the other half of the biscuits to bake, so I thought I might as well do it live. I just want to show you a little trick that I use with the biscuits. As I'm an idiot and I completely forgot about the oil content in the pistachio, and I put the same amount of butter I'd normally do for the biscuits. Yeah, they taste really buttery, but also the downside is they took a little while to set. Um, so I'm going to show you how they're set. This is not quite as firm as I'd like it. So I'm going to cheat a bit. And what I've done is I've got a little bit of wholemeal flour just sprinkled on the board. And that hopefully does firm it up. It worked for the last lot, so I'm going to try it with this lot and see if we can get a bit of brisket out of that. As I've got nothing else to do, biscuits. So we're going to get on with that. Yeah, pretty much. I'll just go get it for you now. Right, see what I mean? And you see that dent already I can leave with my finger? Normally, when you've left these for like 24 hours, you can't really do that with the dough. But obviously because of the content of oil and butter in there, I'm going to pull it over. I didn't set it as well. Don't get me wrong, they come out really, really nice. We're quite impressed with that. So what we're going to do is just roll this just gently over. You don't want to really press hard. Over the flour, just so you sort of coat it all over like that. Looks a bit like a giant limbo. Remember those little like cocoa things in the bag? A bit like that. So there we go. And also it makes it a little bit easier for you to handle. Alright. I hope everyone's enjoying the final bit of the sun, as it says. I'm not, I'm stuck in here making biscuits. But hey ho, part of the reason is it's hotter in here than what it is outside, so I'm not leaving my dog alone to die in this horrendous cabin that I own. Another way my money has gone so well on a derelict, awful cabin. Fantastic. Also looking forward to moving somewhere that I won't know anyone, into somewhere that was owned previously by somebody else. That's going to be exciting considering I bought a brand new property. Well, so say brand new. Not know anyone. Do it all over again. I don't know if I'm really actually going to bother because it's just too much. And I've spent so much time at the moment trying to get things up and recover. I'm coming back from horrendous things. I can't be bothered anymore, to be honest. I turn 45 next month. I'm bored with it. I'm fed up with it. So it's pretty pointless. I really didn't care the outcome of my solicitors because it's not going to do me any favours. Everybody else, they do everybody else favour, won't do me any favours. So I really couldn't care less. I'm actually not interested. They can do what they want. I ain't going to benefit out of it. So we'll go back to the biscuits. I'm just going to get a sharp knife. I'll do. Put the other one's in the dishwasher, so any light shot. Actually, I don't like this one either. It's too heavy. Good job for cleaning there. We'll have a look. We'll use that one. Get it out. There we go. Alright. It is. I think I've actually just proved the point. Trying gets you nowhere. The harder you try, the harder you fail. And it just comes back and bites you in the ass. Just give it up. And that's what I'm going to do. Because the more I try, the harder I fail. And I come down with a crash. So it does actually says to me, it's like pointless. But I can see something at the end of the tunnel. But it's just not happening. More I see something else just goes horrendously wrong. And I just can't be dealing with it. So, we're going to sit here. Just going to make these up. And I'm going to snack on these because I've got nobody else to give them to. So, yeah, I get to eat the entire lot all over again, which is great. So I don't make cake. Otherwise I'll end up eating the whole cake. Because again, who am I going to share that with? Here we go. I'm glad most of you are not sitting in watching me rant on about how boring life is and enjoy the sun. I'd enjoy the sun, but especially when I got no one to enjoy it with, it's actually no point. And as I said, it's too hot, far too hot with the dog. He's actually just laid on a concrete slab. He's been waiting for that slab to cool down, and he's just laid on that, enjoying the heat. I'm just going to leave him like it, really. He's happy. If he gets too hot, he comes indoors. I don't need to tell him. So I just let him do what he wants. But the reality is, the dog's tying me in. Because I'm not going to put my dog in the car. It's like a hot box in there, even to go down the road. He's better off just staying where he is. I also just read on the news that not far from me, some kids were having a barbecue up in the woods and they've left it all on there. It looks absolutely horrendous. It's a bit of a downside. And then followed by some good news on a millionaire building 99 homes out of his own pocket. Amazing that. For our homeless. Please check it out. I've got it on one of my stories. I've got it on my stories on Instagram, so you can always check that out. I thought that was actually quite a nice read, and it was something different compared to what we're seeing in the news at the moment. Our news is so boring and just full of depressing news. My life's depressing enough. I don't really need reminding. Like, look, we're doing really well here. I am liking the texture of that dough. It's coming out really well. So, we got 2, 4, 6. We've got 7 at the moment. And they're all pretty much the same size. I'm doing this by eye. And again, oven's on nicely. I'm going to go pop these in the oven in a minute. Once you cut them, just try and turn them slightly. It does prevent you from getting that flat edge that you get on it and starts looking a little bit more round. Or just turn it basically when you chop them. Stops you getting that little flat end. You can always pop it up with your finger if you want. I'm just being lazy and I just want to hurry up and have one to eat. So, luckily I did actually save my mum one when she came down today for a quick visit, which was shocking. And now she tasted it and now she can see why I have problems. But, my main question, guys, how do you feel about the weather? Is it a bit too hot for you? Have you had enough of it? Do you feel like you need some rain now? Do you feel like you need some colder weather, or do you still want to feel like you're in the mud? Personally, I'd like to feel I'm in the mud and not standing in this country. It'd be lovely. Just to have a different outlook would be great. And not to our care in the world would be wonderful. But, as I said, we're always waiting on other people. Well, as I pointed out, he's ruined my life because at the moment there's nothing I can do. And I hate it when there's nothing I can do about it. And when it's something to do with me, if it's my fault, I own up to it, hands held high. But unfortunately this time, it ain't my fault. And there is nothing I can do. Which I really don't like, and I hate being put in that position. But when I'm only getting out here, guys, because I've got no one to talk to and no one actually to listen to me when I'm going off, because nobody actually understands. When you worked hard for something and it's being taken away by the people, you really understand. Right, these are nearly done. It does look like I'm getting the same amount out, and I'll cut them nice and even. Was a lot better handler in that pastry. The dough. You never would have got it the first time round. It was just far too sloppy. Alright, there we go. End. I called out my tester, Vicky. Make sure they're all fine. So, all I'm going to bake them 15 minutes, turn around 15 minutes the other side because the oven is so diabolically unstraight. But then again, my whole cabin is unstraight. We can tell this actually by looking at the front of my cabin. It's shifted so much. I can now get my whole arm in the front of it. It is so unsafe. I don't feel safe. I don't sleep. It's frightening. It is seriously frightening. The brickwork here is just horrendous. Anyway, as I said, I've got to turn my biscuits round because the oven isn't even straight. So, hi Rosalind, and thanks for joining. I was having a quick old moment while baking biscuits. So you're actually getting some out of it. Like, look at all them. I'm going to eat all of those. I shared them, but I've got no one to share them with. So, they go straight on my hips. Alright, let's cut this off. So I've got to cut this off, otherwise where the oven is so horrendously slipping, the fire catches fire to my greaseproof paper and we don't want no fires in the oven. Alright, so get rid of that. These are going in the oven. As I said, look at all that, nice and even. Shame about the brickwork ain't even either. Alright, I'm going to pop them in 15. The funny thing is, unless you're baking, you won't actually notice that the cooker is that like misaligned. But I notice, and I notice when I bake cake, when you got sideways looking cake, you know your cabin is not flat and straight. But hey ho, get what you pay for, really, don't you? Never mind. As I said, I must have done some. I made some really bad. I know I made some bad choices in my life, horrendous choices. But I must have done further than that because I've been punished for every single thing at the moment. You won't try and make anything of your life. Your house will fall apart and be destroyed. And now you're gonna have to go for a lawsuit to try and sort it out. It's everyone's dream, innit? You buy a house to have it fall down on you. It's a dream. Anyway, I'm gonna love and leave you. Okay, I'm gonna make a coffee. I've got 15 minutes to wait for these to bake. Then another 15 minutes for the other side. So whatever you're doing today, guys, have a wonderful time. Enjoy the final bit of the weather. As they say, it's supposed to plummet tomorrow. That's pretty typical. It's my birthday next month, and I bet you it's going to rain. It always rains, and the weather's always crap because it's my birthday. So I'll be expecting that. Have a lovely evening, whatever you do this evening. And I'll pop back tomorrow, I think, after this. I'm going to go sit down, have a coffee, and like, there's not much else I can do, really. I'd phone someone up and say, but there is no one. Anyway, have a lovely day, guys. Take care. Bye. Murderer may have gotten away, but it did find